Thanks, Senator Murphy and Maggie Thompson, for joining us this morning to talk about this issue. And as Senator Murphy mentioned, 10 to 12% of the high school graduates end up in these schools. 20% of the federal aid to education goes to for-profit colleges and universities. 44% plus of the student loan defaults are the students at these for-profit colleges and universities. What's going on here? Why do we have 10% of the students, 12% of the students, and 44% of the student loan defaults associated with these institutions? Well, quite honestly, it's because these students don't know what they're getting into. Many of them are not ready for college. But as far as the for-profits are concerned, if they can sign on the bottom line, they can qualify for a $5,700 Pell Grant straight to the for-profit school and sign up for college loans. So what the students find when they get into most of these for-profit colleges and universities is that they face the prospect of debt, dropout, default, and dead-end jobs. The Brookings Institution just did a survey on this, and they talked about how much students earn once they finish the college. You won't be surprised to know that the students who finish the for-profit schools have some of the lowest earnings. They don't get their money's worth when it's all over. So who loses? Students have wasted their time. They've incurred debt, which is not dischargeable in bankruptcy, debt they will carry for a lifetime, and maybe their parents with them. And what do they end up with when it's all over? Sometimes these schools crater and go bankrupt. Corinthian's the most notorious example. Well, when a for-profit school goes bankrupt and out of business, what happens next? The students currently at the school make a decision. Do we keep the hours we've earned at Corinthian and the debt, or do we give up hours and years of education there and have our debt forgiven and start over? It's a tough choice for a young person to make. But there's also another result. When the students default and don't pay back their loans, and that's 44% of those from for-profit colleges and universities, 44% of those defaulting are from those schools, the taxpayers lose. And the next generation of students has less money coming back to the Treasury to take care of the needs for them to go to real colleges. Senator Murphy has put his finger on one of the key elements here. We've got to hold those responsible for these education schemes personally responsible. How are they doing, incidentally? Well, at University of Phoenix, the largest in the country, their CEO makes about $9 million a year. 9 million, not bad, huh? And the CEO, and that was in 2013, and the CEO from Corinthian, the school that went bankrupt, $3 million a year. ITT is one I watch closely because it's campuses all over Illinois. They just were announced they were subject to a Department of Justice investigation last week to add on to the multiple investigations going on by the states. Their CEO takes home $3 million, and as Senator Murphy said, most of that is federal money that's just going straight to these CEOs. If you believe in transparency, you believe in accountability, then the Murphy bill is a bill that you should support. These people who are running these schools need to be held accountable. And once they are personally accountable, perhaps some of this exploitation will come to an end. I hope we have the higher education bill this year or soon. I hope that Senator Alexander brings it to the floor. And I hope we have a lot of amendments when it comes to these for-profit schools. These students, their families, America, and its taxpayers deserve better.